Electronic communication can be very beneficial and very dangerous. Hi, I'm Neil A. Carousso, and today I'm going to give you a couple of examples from my experiences in working with both email and texting. Now, obviously, emailing has become almost outdated today, but it's so important in conducting business. I use it in every facet of business, communicating with managers, fellow managers, and communicating with subordinates as well. So, when I'm working with people, in communicating, let's give you an example, booking guests for interviews, right? I'm the executive producer of a morning show at WRHU. Emailing has become crucial because it allows you to lay everything out, what you want, what will the interview topic be, what time, etc. What guests do you want when you're communicating with publicists, etc. So when you lay everything out, it's much easier to communicate. I find that people don't take good notes on the phone. I'm a very good communicator on the phone. I'd rather talk to people on the phone or face-to-face than through email or texting. But I understand that it's much easier to keep track of, especially for publicists and producers who have so much information. I have a whole list. I mean, you can see my desk is a little cluttered, and it was more cluttered before because I have a list of things that I have to get done. So it's much easier to just print out an email or just keep everything on a log online. So emailing is very appropriate for conducting business. I give you the example of booking guests. Also in communicating with a large staff. I manage a staff of about 50 at WRHU. And in order to communicate with them or to exchange ideas and say, listen, hey, on Tuesday's show we should book this guest, or we should be talking about whatever the topic may be in the presidential election or in sports or whatever. I communicate with staff one-on-one through email. I communicate with a large staff of all 50 people through email. So it's very efficient for managers. I've noticed that other places that I've worked, Fox News Channel, WABC, email has become so crucial in communicating different facets of business. So if you're conducting a show, for instance, let's take a Fox News show, different topics. Oh, this just came out. I saw this on this site. There's so many news sites today that it's so hard to keep track of every single piece of news, and the sources could be from anywhere. Obviously, you have to verify that, but email has become crucial in communicating to staff, and it just makes things easier to refer to. Because, okay, I have everything listed here. You want this guest at 8:35 a.m. about whatever it may be, and and it will be on this station, which has an audience of this X million people, etc. So emails become important. I do not like texting, and I'll tell you why. Because it's so quick. You're using abbreviations. People don't get it. And with me, anyway, I like to tell things the way it is. I like to be frank with my staff. I think email, I can communicate that better. I tend to write long email messages. So, I'm going to write an email. It's going to be a long message sometimes, and I need people to read the entire message in its full context. Through texting could be a little difficult because you're trying to communicate something quick. I'll use it sometimes with staff. People that I'm more friendly with than not. Because sometimes things can be misconstrued. Or can have a major argument. Once, I'm not going to give names or anything obviously, but once I had a group message, which I hate the most. And I'd rather just talk to someone on the phone if we're going to have an issue or talk face to face. I had an issue with someone who was on my morning show. We had a group message. And the person was very profane, detailed what he was going to do on the morning show, and it wasn't nice. It was going to be targeted towards me. It was going to be targeted towards actually upper management. And because he typed all this out, I had everything on record. So I was able to then push it forth to upper management and say, hey, listen, I had to suspend this person. I had this problem. This is why, all documented. So it worked to my benefit in the end. But it was very upsetting. There were many factors at play, whether it be jealousy and other means. And okay, the texting ended up working to my benefit, but I hated it because the texting lasted for hours. Okay, it may have been a 5-hour conversation through texting that I could have just had it on the phone and dealt with in 30 minutes and suspended him within the first 15. It's how profane and insane the conversation was. And it's very upsetting, too. And to drag it out like that, I feel like texting just prolongs things. There's a lot of anger. Things could be misconstrued, whether he was misconstruing what I was saying in response, or I don't think I misconstrued anything, but maybe I did a little bit. So when you're dealing with people, texting and emailing is very difficult. I rather have face-to-face conversations with people because it's just an effective and efficient way of dealing with the problem and getting to the heart of an issue. Because I can sit down with someone. I don't like long meetings. I hate them. I can have a meeting with someone in 10 minutes. We can hash it out. Okay, and I'm always solution-oriented. How can we move forward? That's my management style. How can we move forward, and how can we get to the heart of the issue? However, when you're dealing with people through text, through email, things should definitely get misconstrued. Emailing is easier in conducting day-to-day business, dealing with other managers, dealing with people external to the organization. But when you're texting people, it's so easy to misunderstand something. It's abbreviated, and to me, it's just not efficient. It may be effective, but it's not efficient. Call me. That's what I want. Give me a call, and we'll deal with it. Or we'll talk face-to-face. I may text someone and say, hey, are you available? I want to talk to you on the phone about something. It's just a much more efficient way of conducting business. So, conclusion, emailing is appropriate in conducting business every day, daily business. But when you have a problem, just deal with it. Face-to-face is the best, or on the phone. But, that's a traditional way of looking at it, and people aren't traditional anymore. But you should be, because it works, it's efficient, and it'll cause a lot less headaches for sure. So my best advice to you as a manager is to keep it simple. Simple is better. Call face-to-face. Trust me, as a manager, whatever level of management you are, or even if you are reporting to people, much more efficient, much more personable, and to me, I think it's more respectful, and it's much more appreciated as well.